The company was founded as Rudolf Spring AG, and that was back in 1952. Actually, it was my granddad. He was an engineer, and he saw this business case recycling grinding wheels after they were used up. There was still a tiny crust of diamond left. In the 50s, it was very much like today. There's a shortage on resources. So there's a shortage of a natural diamond. So he discovered and developed a process to recycle these diamonds out of these grinding wheels.
We have production sites in Switzerland where we are headquartered. Here we produce diamond powder and diamond suspensions. And then we have another plant in Germany where we also do diamond suspensions and compounds, but the main focus there is on grinding pads and polishing pads. Then we have 2 plants in the US. In one we do diamond synthesis, so create our own raw material. And in the other we focus on polishing pads and on diamond suspensions and final polishing suspensions that use different abrasives as well. And that plant in the US is actually our largest plant.
The suspension is let's say, a sophisticated mixture of diamond particles well suspended in a carrier. A carrier can be some fat, some grease, some oil, or synthetic lubricants.
So one of our key products is the polycrystalline micron diamond, and there's a unique synthesis process to make this kind of diamond. So it starts with graphite, which is carbon, same as diamond, and to transform graphite into diamond you need a huge amount of pressure and high temperatures. And this can be achieved by either in Mother Nature, in the volcanoes, or in hydraulic presses, but in our case for polycrystalline diamond it's a detonation shock synthesis process. So there's a core consisting of metal powders and graphite, and then there's an explosive package around that which weighs, the explosive package alone weighs over 4 tons. And then we actually detonate this whole package, so the explosive runs from the top to the bottom. It burns down like a candle almost in a very controlled manner, and it creates a wave of a shock of a high pressure and high temperature. So that converts then the graphite, which is in the middle, it converts it from graphite to diamond. So after the synthesis, we have the diamond that is encapsulated in the metals that have molten in this process. So the next step is to cut this into logs and then to dissolve these metals with acids. So then we actually get the diamond grains. They then go through a purification process that removes residual graphite. Then we have the diamond particles, which is then being processed in this facility. So then we need the grading.
And then it goes to the sedimentation process, which is, let's say, very unique, very specific for the abrasive world. Typically, this is done by sieving, but we do it in water. This means sedimentation. This is very precise. In order to get a very fine particle size distribution, which is only having particles of one size, which give a perfect result on the grinding process or polishing process, you need to remove the coarse ones and the fine ones. Very simple. This is done in multiple steps. This means we have cycles. We start to sediment, and then that sedimenting is settling the diamond, and then we are using not the coarse ones that are in the sediment, but we are using what is in flotation. This is removed and further processed. For the subsequent particle sizes, then we continue with the coarser one that are settled. And this goes in steps and steps and steps. So the sedimentation often takes many hours or even days. And we process particles from sizes like small nanometers up to microns and coarser microns.
Was machen wir hier in der Qualitätskontrolle? Wir überprüfen alle Körnungen, die aus der Produktion kommen. Wir machen die Wareneingangsprüfung. Wenn wir Produkte von Kunden bekommen, werden sie erstmal geprüft, gemessen, optisch kontrolliert. Wir machen aber auch Prüfungen für Mischung, die der Verkauf macht. Und da machen wir auch Messungen und tun die optisch kontrollieren.
So over the past decades, we have built a lot of ready-to-use products, and these products like diamond suspensions that are tailored to a given process, or polishing pads that go with the suspension, or grinding pads. Having those products also enables us to build processes and develop better processes. And we have seen in the market that there is more and more need for like external input on innovation.
For example, in Switzerland we have a surface lab which has all the state-of-the-art equipment for surface characterization, processing, and we have like similar equipment that our customers are using in their production facilities, and we do those tests for them in our surface lab, so they have an ease of mind when they use our products in their production site.
Right now we are also working to build up our plant in China, where we install local manufacturing of diamond suspensions for the local market, and we also create an application lab over there.
Most of our customers are like the top players in the globe. We develop products that are like custom made and tailor made for them, because every customer or every potential customer is using a different machine, different process, and different sets of standards.
We got different kind of customers because we are working with different kind of industry. We have customers that are looking for what they see, much more the watch industry. We have customers that are looking for what they measure, that is much more like the optic industries. I would say all of our customers are extremely demanding. We were speaking some years ago in micron, I would say 0.8 something in micron. Now we are speaking in nano, more and more in most of our industry.
Quand on va traduire des besoins, en fait, on va solliciter des personnes chez eux, on va leur expliquer nos procédés. Voilà aujourd'hui notre process tel qu'il est aujourd'hui, voilà à quoi on aimerait arriver. Qu'est-ce que vous nous conseillez de faire? Qu'est-ce que vous nous conseillez d'utiliser, soit comme tapis, comme pad, comme feutre, soit comme diamantine. Et en fonction des échanges qu'on va avoir avec eux, on va faire un certain nombre d'essais. Déjà, eux vont faire des essais préliminaires chez eux. Une fois qu'ils ont retrouvé, on va dire, un peu la ligne directrice, on va affiner ça ensemble. Et une fois que la solution, on va dire, la recette est au point, cette fois-ci, on va l'intégrer sur nos process existants, sur nos machines existantes.
We mostly look at different industries. So the largest industries for Pureon is the electronics and semiconductor industry. We're also very active in medical industry, in the watch industry, luxury goods more general, in the precision industry, and in tools and coatings as well.
Our intent is to be there for our customers, to have the capacity, to have the innovation, to have the teams that can work with them on solving whatever the concerns of the new age market might be, right? So we want to not just be revolutionary, we also want to evolve with our customers as well.
We are considering ourselves as a solution provider. So our customers are experts on their processes, but the challenge typically is that they're overloaded with production. This means they don't have the capacity and the time to do tests for new process steps on their own machinery. So that is the reason in our offer that they come to our facility, which is called the Surface Lab, to come and do the tests here on site. So we can provide machinery, dedicated tools, and customer bring their work pieces so we can elaborate the process or prove process together.
Just before the turn of the century or of the millennia, it was my brother and myself joining the company, and we invested a lot into growing our sales more internationally. Then also to become more of a connected group. The big advantage of a family-owned company is that everyone is dedicated. So we try to be role models. We think again long-term, because we would like the company to be even more successful when we pass it on to the next generation than when we inherited it. So that's, I think, by definition, something that distinguishes family business.
Here I think our values that we communicate quite often and that we really live and use as leadership tools as well. I think these help to create a team that is kind of united and grounded in these values. And so I'm quite happy actually about our teams in Germany, in the US, in Japan, in China. They all have grown together to a family.
Our employees contribute to our success because they are our success. They are the driving factor to what we do. Our job is to provide the culture and the environment for them to be successful, but they are the ones that, of course, adhere to our demanding standards, but also are the ones that are the first responders as it relates to quality, to raise their hand to ensure that we provide the products to our customers that we deem to give. Our employees also are part of the problem solving. They're part of the idea generation for innovation. So our employees not only contribute to the success from making the product, but also being the idea behind the products as well.